So yes, the Fnaf movie was good. If you've seen the title, was it good? I was just trying to get you here. Sorry for clickbaiting you, but now sit your booty cheeks in the seat and let my words fill your ear holes. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Chase here, and wow, the Fnaf movie was really freaking good. I really enjoyed it. There was some parts to it that were just amazing, and I was just smiling the whole freaking time. But before I do get into all this, I want to try to give back to the ones who watch my videos, or just show you something. Just give me 1 second. For the people who want to know the review and stuff, if you come for the review, just skip to this timestamp right around here, and then you can see my review. It's not going to be the greatest, so don't expect anything. I might be jumping around a lot. But for the people who watch my videos and been here for a long time, this is my desktop, but soon I'm going to have it with your guys' names on it. Or people who've been here for a long time, I want to put your guys' names on the desktop and show it every single video, hopefully, and just give you appreciation for everyone who has been here and who has watched all the videos. So I do appreciate you, but I want to do something like that, and then I'm going to make a new video to talk about what I want to do to give back to you guys, or try to get you guys involved with more things. So thank you guys so much for watching, who all comment on the videos and who's been here for a good long time. I appreciate you and I love you all. That's all I have to say. So I'll be making this desktop with your guys' names on it. Let me know in the comments if you want to be on it. I'll be looking for people who's been around the channel for a good bit. So yeah, let's get into the review. So we start with the opening cutscene of the movie. Obviously, we start with, "Are you ready for the show?" or something like that. And then we're brought to a party where the kids are enjoying stuff. We have the families. It's all like a Fnaf. They're at the Fnaf establishment restaurant, and there's a party going on. But the little girl, there's a little girl who is sitting by herself. Not even sitting by herself. She's in front of where all the animatronics do the show. And I believe she's waiting on the marionette to come out, because I think that's what she's always there for, is the marionette. So then you have, I believe, who is Vanessa, who is Afton's daughter. Yes, and she is over there and tries to give her a drink of something, and she just doesn't like it, stuff like that. But she's talking to her and saying, "Hey, come join the kids, come back over here, come join us, try to fit in, try to find a way to fit in." But this little girl, she does come over there, but she just wants to sit in front of it. She can wait for the marionette. Keep that in mind, or keep that as a big detail of the story or the movie. Then she goes over there to sit down with the kids, and they're not talking to her. They don't even want to have nothing to do with her. They're like, "Well, there's another child here. We don't care about her." And they just don't want to like her. Jesus. So when that happens, she doesn't care. But then something catches her eye. It's Afton. Springtrap Afton, whatever you call it. He's luring a child in the back. He's like, "Come here, little kid. I got something special back here for you. You're gonna enjoy this one." So she gets a glimpse of that, and she starts running all over the place, trying to get help. And all these freaking parents, which I thought was very weird, and even Most Critical pointed this out, they just said, "Whatever, your imagination, your little kid. Stop, it's grown-up talk here." They just didn't believe her. They didn't care, which I thought was crazy. But after that, she took things into her own hands and went back there to try to save the kid. Before she did, she got to the door, and Vanessa stopped her, and she said something like, "Don't go in there, don't do this," something like that. She already, oops, smacked the hell out of my microphone. She already knew what was going down, which is kind of sad if you think about it. But then the little girl goes back there to see Afton, yes, and she sees the kid lying on the ground. He's not dead yet. He still has conscience. He's knocked out actually. But she sees Afton washing dishes, washing a knife, and then she's okay, we're back, we're good. Calm down, boys. It was not that funny. But Afton washing a knife that I think he's getting ready to kill a kid with. Then she saves the kid. Well, doesn't save him. She picks the kid up, gets him in her arms, starts running. Well, not running yet, because Afton disappears. Because the kid was making pretty loud noise. He was making a really loud groaning noise that I think Afton heard. And then he appears behind her. And then she starts running down the hallway. Afton chasing her with a knife. I thought this was the coolest scene of the opening. It was honestly amazing to see. But after she gets to the stage, Afton's already stabbed her in the back. And then she says, "I hate you," to all the parents. keep this in mind. This is where the villain arc basically starts, with the marionette. By the way, I should have said spoilers. There's spoilers. Oh god, spoiler here, spoiler there, spoiler everywhere. Sorry, I forgot to say spoilers. So if you made it this far, I apologize. But you sure already knew this is gonna be a spoiler. But she gets stabbed in the back, she falls dead to the floor, and the marionette comes out and holds her in her arms. Like, it comes out. The machine pulls the marionette out. And I thought this was probably the most incredible scene they had in the movie. So that wraps up the intro to the movie. So next is seeing Abby and Mike Schmidt? Yes, Mike. Yeah, Mike. I think I'm right. Mike is ready to go on a date with Vanessa. So yeah, they're ready to get on a date. Abby's like, well, yeah, I think it's Abby. Yeah, it's Abby. Abby's like, well, is it a date? And Mike's, no, it's like a friends thing. Mike's like, no, we're just friends. No, not really. So they get ready for the date, and Abby's sitting there sad, basically, because she misses her friends who, in Fnaf 1, actually liked them. They liked her, liked him. They stopped Afton, they killed Afton, they put him in the back, stuff like that. But they were friends. She made friends with the animatronics, so she misses them. And then Mike says they're broken. And then before he goes off to the dinner, he says he's going to try to fix them. But he's been saying this forever and ever. He's like, well, I'm going to fix them. I don't want to go in there. They might kill me, but I'm going to fix them. I'm going to try to. So Abby just gets sad and just sad. And then Mike goes off to the date, and here we are meeting with Vanessa. Also, I forgot to mention, Vanessa woke up to a Mike call and stuff like that. I didn't add that in. I'm sorry. I'm jumping everywhere. This is not the best review. Someone wanted me to make this review, so I'm doing it for you. But yeah, we meet Vanessa and Mike. They're both sitting at the table eating. They're both sitting there, and Mike asks her about the nightmares she has of her father, that's all the way into the story and stuff like that, far into the movie. So she has these nightmares of her father, who is Afton, obviously, and he's like, you gotta face them. You have to do something about them. And I think Vanessa's like, oh, I will, something, blah, blah, blah. She says she will, or she's just trying to she's not really worried about him as most. I'm trying to remember. It's hard to remember all this. I got like a freaking theater in my brain, and I'm sitting down at trying to watch my own thoughts with pictures back in my head of what happened. But yeah, after all that, dinner wraps up. Then we're heading back to, I think, Abby, who is going off to school. Now keep this in mind. This is where Abby gets an idea from this kid. Also, this teacher that I'm about to tell you, Chica did us a favor. Chica did amazing. Chica almost made me too excited in that theater when this happened, but I will get to that soon. Chica, you're amazing for this. But this guy is the biggest jerk in the world. He's like, oh, Abby, you don't need to enter the contest or the thing. They're doing a robotic animatronic contest for the whole school, and it's gonna be like a little thing they gather to. And also, there's a festival that also is going down. But I'm disappointed. The fault with this movie, or two faults I have, and something I wish they added to it. I will get to that soon. But as Abby's in class, she's sitting next to one of her friends, and he's like, don't worry about him. He's like, yeah, don't worry about him, because he's being mean to Abby, telling her that she doesn't need to enter, telling her her animal things suck, and he just don't like the FNAF stuff. He just don't like anything to do with Five Nights at Freddy's. So Abby gets sad, and she doesn't look too happy, obviously, she's sad. But then you have the kid who's like, well, since you're good at doing this stuff, he's making it look cool. She made a cool robot. Why don't you just go fix him? Right there, I think a couple scenes later, Abby and Mike says, well, they're walking around the house and stuff. I'm pretty sure Abby gets the great idea to go to the establishment to try. Well, she couldn't find him, I think she got in there, and then Mike came after her, and they were both in the area. Yeah, she rode her bike to the establishment, and then Mike seen the letter on the door that says, I will be back, going to fix my friends. And then she gets there. I think she looks around. The place is like demolished almost. Everything's broken, vandalized. It looks terrible. But there's no sight of the animatronics. They're on stage, but they're just broken. Abby sees that. Mike shows up. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix them. Stuff like that. Or he said, I'm sorry, I should have told you sooner, because he lied about something about fixing them, or something on that part of end. But other than that, they all calm down. They all feel happy again, because Mike acts like when a person works there is like, you got 1 million tickets, or you have This will cost you 1 million tickets. He gets behind the thing, talking to Abby like, would you like to win a prize or something like that? And then he finds this bear. First he pulls out some like slime gummies and stuff she didn't want. And then he pulls out this bear. This was freaking hilarious. They put the meme R in the movie, and I bet I seen reviews and people's reacting to that. Everyone laughed at that, and I thought that was pretty freaking funny. But after that, Abby spots something. Abby spots something that really catches her eye, and that's the prize that she would take home. And you know what it is? It's a Fnaf speaking thing where she can talk to the animatronics, or it's a toy that says you can talk to the animatronics. And that's what she picks to take back with her. So she takes it back, and like I said, I'm just jumping around this whole movie. I probably missed a lot at the start. I don't think I really did. It's a bunch of just walking around school. I'm not gonna tell you the whole movie. I'm not gonna give you a whole freaking layout, just a whole freaking movie. No, I'm just gonna tell you like bits and pieces and yeah, stuff like that. So Abby gets home, and well, she has the toy now. She has it. So like maybe a couple scenes later, I think there's a little bit of Mike talking with some guy or painting a house, stuff like that. He was talking about the fest at one point. This thing starts to talk. It starts to say, Abby, come help us. And so Abby hears that. And this is where she, I believe, takes off to the establishment. So Abby is going to go help her friends. She's going to the establishment. So she's going into the establishment and to help them. And there is the toy animatronics come out. So the Chica's talking to Abby like, we missed you. Thank you for coming to help us. And so this whole thing is, now I'm going to go into something else where the marionette, big spoiler here, the marionette is the evil thing behind everything. But now we're about to go in this. I'm going into something now. So these kids who do a recording, ghost stuff, events, stuff like that, contact Henry or Afton? One of the evil, one of Afton's son, who's trying to follow in his footsteps, basically, who's trying to still kill everyone. So he contacts this news team, the scoopers. The scoopers, I think? Pretty sure that's what they were. So they show up to the establishment, and they're like, well, did you get permission to come here? And she's like, yes, because they seen this murder flyer on the wall. But let's go back to this part. So they get there, they meet Michael Afton's son, Michael, I don't know what his name is, this is hard. So they meet his son, they all go in the establishment. See, he already knows what's about to go down. He is doing this on purpose. He's trying to kill them. He's wanting these animatronics to come back out. He's wanting to set everything back up again. He's wanting to get the footsteps to keep going. So everyone gets in the building. They're walking around. They're venturing everywhere. One go off on their own, which I already knew was about to be a bad idea. And then the girl, who is Charlotte, hears music playing. She follows the music. She asks if everyone else heard the music. And she's there like, no. I think the guy, the Afton's son, already knew what was going down, or he's ready for this all to happen. So she follows the music down to a gift, and there's like this little music box going around. I knew when she picked this up and stopped it, it was wraps. She was gone. Because we know how the game works. Music stops, marionette comes out. The marionette, she picks up the music, she goes down there first. She sees this big present box thing, is what the marionette is hiding in, and she picks up the music box. She then turns it off, and all hell breaks loose. She turns the music off, the box gets ready to open, and then the marionette comes out and jump scares us and everything and kills her. Then we go to a new scene where we got the dude who's walking around with the camera with the son who's just walking around with the camera like this, like, oh, filming this is cool, look at this place. He gets killed by Mangle. Mangle grabs him up and freaking eats him, drops him to the ground. The camera filming it, and you can see it in that little camera thing. I thought that was pretty cool. It's filming his dead body. I didn't film his dead body, but it shows you aftermath. And you got the son just looking around like, everything's falling into place. So that's how he was, basically. And then the other guy, there was a guy who went to the tunnels and stuff where, like, they have, like, these little boat stuff in action. Or they have the boats, or you can go in the tunnel. It's like a little thing. I don't know what it's called. You have to look at it. But he goes in this. And the way he dies is all the little puppet marionette things that are on the walls everywhere fall into the water, because he fell in the water. He was trying to like fix a light or something, or trying to like, he had like these little EMF reader. He put it up to the light and he was trying to see if he could get an EMF reading, and he fell into the water. My thing is, why did he just get out the water? Why didn't he just get out? Why didn't he just get back out? Wait, why? Is it too high? Maybe, but I don't know. After that happened, the marionettes fell in there. All the puppet little things fell in there. They were like freaking piranhas. He looked down, and they were there, and they just killed him. They were like freaking piranhas. So after all happened, Afton got happy, and now Charlotte is the marionette. At first, it was that girl who got killed. Now Charlotte's the marionette. I'm gonna try to speed through this one a little bit. Charlotte was the marionette, and they wanted Abby. The whole thing was to get Abby to help them escape the area. Why they wanted Abby? Abby was the only one that they knew they can get to, basically, in a way. So Abby, they basically manipulated Abby to come there and help them with the speaker thing. So when Charlotte got to be the marionette, she tried to mimic the voices in the thing, and she basically controlled all the animatronics, the voices and all, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, all the toy ones. So because they had like this signal thing, they needed it from Vanessa. At first, Vanessa couldn't get away from the nightmares so bad. They were so freaking bad that she had to lock herself in a room, go to sleep. And this scene was pretty cool, and she had to sit there and try to get into the nightmare realm with her father, where it showed her in a security outfit and stuff like that, her shooting her father. It was a really cool scene. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought that scene was pretty cool. But after she woke up, he kept saying, "You're mine, you're mine." But what they want with Abby, basically, is Abby basically can get the code, basically trying to help him get the code, get out of the place, because she needs like a school fair project, because somewhere in here he broke it. Because she shows up with her little thing in her hand, it was a little Chica statue, and he just broke it. Chica, you're amazing for this, I love you. But after he broke it, she went to the establishment, she was sad, she went to go hug Toy Chica, and Toy Chica said, "We can be one of your things, we can show up there and surprise everyone, we could be a school project thing." So she does. She goes to the room. But first of all, let me say something. Vanessa was there. Vanessa was looking around trying to find the marionette because she knew what was going down already. And then what happened was the marionette kidnapped her. And Abby was there, and Vanessa was there, and Vanessa has a code that can let all the animatronics out, well, the toy ones, to go roam. Their whole objective is to roam and kill the families and stuff that done this to them. So when they did this, Abby went to the security room where the night guard stays, and they had to put in a code. Vanessa, who Charlotte had Vanessa, who was the marionette, basically possessed her when she walked down there and got kidnapped and stuff like that. The marionette possesses people, and it showed the marionette as Charlotte had this creepy little face. It was freaking cool. So she gets possessed, and she has Vanessa. And Abby has to put the code or she's going to kill her, basically, and stuff like that. So Toy Chica's there, Abby's there, and she puts in this code that breaks the signal or shuts it down where they can escape the establishment. And when they got out, they all went to the school thing. Not all of them. Some of them went to the family's houses that she wanted to kill. So they got to the family's houses. They all showed up to the houses, and they didn't get to kill anyone, though. No one died other than the people in the school thing, the little, there was only a couple deaths in this, basically. But after they all escaped, they all went to the school. There was a festival going on outside, and Chica was there, showed up to the thing. Chica was supposed to be the toy of everybody was like looking at Chica like, whoa, cool costume. They'd seen Freddy outside the festival, like, cool costume. You definitely won this. You look amazing. So Chica shows up to help Abby in her school project. And the guy, this frickin' dingus wingus pingus, was there to say, oh, what is this? What is this? You can't put a human in a thing. This ain't a robot. And then Chica didn't stop. She was mad. Let's just say she's mad. She wanted to go see what was going on inside his head. That's what she told Abby. I want to go talk to him, see if we can get you a better grade. So basically, the teacher's walking around in this hallway, and he goes past a door, and there's Chica's eyes are there. As he walked back to the door, She pulls him through, and he tries to crawl under a table. He's like, I'll give you test answers, just leave me alone. And no, she pulls him through, and she picks him up and squishes his head. And she's like, well, there's nothing going on inside your head. I thought that was amazing, Chica. Amazing. And there's also one scene of Chica that I thought was about to be some rated R. I was like, whoa, 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 this is a PG-13 movie. Chica's freaking thing starts to break, and then the animatronic comes out. The marionette comes out to attack Abby, which made her possessed and stuff like that. Yeah, that's at the end of the movie. So then Mike has to go to the establishment. He has to get all the animatronics back. He's trying to put in the code, and then the Wither animatronics come in. This is what I got mad about. I wish they gave him more screen time. They did not. They gave him maybe a couple minutes of it. You have Bonnie coming to the vents. You had all the other animatronics coming out of here. Balloon Boy, he ripped his freaking head off. I'm glad they killed Balloon Boy off that fast. But other than that, they didn't get much screen time as I wanted. But that's okay. I really don't care. Don't make the movie bad. These are some things I want to add in about the movie. I wished they added the phone calls, like just in the background, or maybe when scenes are going around, or maybe when Mike's in the office, they have like a little phone call he listens to. But I guess not. It's okay. I just thought that'd be cool to add those in. They don't really matter, but they really make it feel like more Fnaf if you did it, even though it was already Fnaf. But then Mike's there trying to get the signal back on. He's going through all this stuff, trying to locate where all they are, and then he locates them. And Vanessa goes there. Mangle jumps the truck. Mangle gets out the establishment. That's the one that's coming after Vanessa. Bonnie goes to someone's house. Freddy's going to someone's house. And Chica's at the school. So those are all the animatronics are. So then the Wither animatronics are kind of kill Mike. Mike has a mask beside him. Picks it up. And it does that. And then it works on Bonnie, Freddy. They all scan it with their stuff on their head. They scan it and they're like, well, this is not a human. This is one of us. Why are we trying to come after it? Oh, but Foxy now. He's not fooled. Foxy goes in there and like, something's a little suspicious here. You do not seem like one of us. And Foxy takes it back off. And then Foxy doesn't attack him because I guess he's a night guard. Or he actually gets the code in fast to shut down all the systems. And they all went down. Other than the marionette, who could still move around and still do things, I guess because she was possessed and she was already out there. But she went after Abby because they were already back at the house. I think that's where Chica and them came to after the school. They went back to the house, and this is where that scene where Chica was busting out. She possessed Abby. So now the marionette was inside Abby with the scary face and all. So after they shut down all the animatronics, like I said, Mangle was the one who attacked Vanessa. Freddy and Bonnie was at the thing. Someone to these people's houses that I guess the little girl was mad at or something. They just want to kill them. So after that happened, everything ended at Mike's house. Which, I will be honest with you, the festival I thought would be used more, but it really wasn't. I thought that would be the final scene. Even Moist Critical said something about this, and I also was like, why didn't they do it? They didn't really use the festival as much as I thought it would. I thought that would be like a final scene where everything went down. No, everything went down inside of a house, Mike's house. Also, I'm going to mention some things I didn't say because I forgot to. Obviously, I'm forgetting everything. I'm trying to review this as best I can. Also, Mike had to go to some dude's name who Henry was. I think it was Henry. Oh, that's not Michael Afton's son. But it was some guy named Henry who lost his daughter which was the marionette in the first opening scenes. That was his daughter. And he said he would give her this music box. So this is where Mike went to go get this music box to calm the marionette. And that's why it got out of Abby, because they calmed the marionette. So Mike brings in the music box. He says he needs something stronger. He goes get the music box. And this is what calmed Abby to get out of the marionette. Or the marionette to get out of Abby. And I think the marionette went somewhere after that because Abby was fine and everything. But then the animatronics came in, broke out the windows, were coming in to kill her. And also another thing I mentioned, Mike went to the establishment trying to get the other animatronics that do like Abby to help him. They didn't come out not right away. They came out at the end of the scene where I'm about to get to now. They all came out and killed all the toy animatronics. You got Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, I believe. They all came out to take down the toy animatronics to save the day. And then they broke down because they're not supposed to leave the establishment. And then you see the ghost kids who are moving on to, I guess, heaven and stuff. That's what they said. And at the end of it all, the ending scene was Vanessa, well, because Mike said, stay away from us, don't come after us. And I felt bad for Vanessa, because this was terrible. Well, basically, Vanessa was staring off into the doorway as Mike and them leave, and then the marionette comes behind Vanessa and possesses her at the end of everything. So that's going to be interesting to see, to think, to put in your brain. So Vanessa is possessed by the marionette going into FNAF 3. I don't know how all that's going to fare out. I don't know how it's going to play out. What I'm really interested is, how are we going to do FNAF 3? Are we going to have, basically at the end of the movie, they also find Springtrap. That was an ending. I had to stay for it. I almost left. But they find Springtrap. They're like, we found a real one. A real one. They throw a little bag over him. That's where Springtrap, we know, comes back in FNAF 3. But they're saying that they're going to mix FNAF 3 and Pizza Sim. That seems really cool, by the way. That seems really freaking cool. And I also forgot to mention, in the flashbacks, we also got to look at who is it? Circus Baby. We're going to have a sister location, it seems like, too. Obviously, I think they're going to play the whole franchise out. But other than that, I have questions that you guys could answer. How are we going to probably do FNAF 3? What do you think they're going to do? Are we going to mix Pizza Sim and FNAF 3 together? Because there's only one character in FNAF 3, because they go to a haunted house, actually. And is it Mike going to be working there? How is Mike and Vanessa going to play big parts in this? It's very interesting to think about, and I keep thinking about it every single day. How is Vanessa and Mike gonna play in these roles? Because Vanessa's possessed now. Is she gonna be like normal some days and try to manipulate them into something? Is she gonna try to, I don't know. It's so interesting to think about. But because FNAF 3 only has Springlock and maybe a little bit of flashbacks, which we did see they're elementing into the movie already. These little flashbacks, or these little flash jump scares. How are they going to do all that? It's so interesting. Look, I can't stop smiling, because how are they really going to do all this? FNAF 3 mixing Pizza Sim. Are they going to do that? I can talk about it all day and ask all these questions, but that's the main thing. I wonder, are they going to pull, like they said, they took this one outside. It wasn't all an establishment. We went outside with this one. We went to a festival. We went to a school. So they're not new. It's not nothing new about them bringing in different areas. So I think FNAF 3, they're going to be outside sometimes. It's going to be inside. How the haunted house is going to work out, I don't know. Because it's a whole new establishment, because FNAF, the location, Fazbear's, got tore down. So they went to this new haunted house thing where these boys, teenage boys, picked up the Springlock thing and took it, or basically going to take it back to the haunted house one, or take it to the haunted house one. So it's very interesting to think about, how are we going to do FNAF 3? How is that movie going to be made? Do you guys have any ways you think it should be made? You pull your opinions out, pull your theories out on how everything's going to be going down. But to recap everything of the movie, the whole objective was for those animatronics to manipulate Abby, who Charlotte was the marionette, to get them to get outside the building so they can go kill and wreak havoc on all the families that didn't help them at the start, or just wanted to kill them, basically. So that was the whole objective there, to get Abby to help them. The toy animatronics were not friends. The wither animatronics were not friends. They were something that the marionette had waiting in the background for, I guess, for someone who was in the office. And also, there were two different pizza establishments. There was this one, the one that Mike went to at first, where all the animatronics that Abby did like, and there was a second one that was far away, or like in like another area that had the toy animatronics. So basically all they were trying to do is get the signal back on, stop all the animatronics, because they have this thing where they cannot leave. The signal makes them where they cannot leave the establishment. So if they restore it, they killed them all outside the establishment. But the marionette didn't die. It possessed Vanessa. At first it possessed Abby, then it possessed Vanessa, and then at first it was Charlotte, and then it was the girl who died. The marionette possessed about 4 to 5 people, I believe. I think. About 3 people, actually. I think 4 or 3. But anyway, that was the FNAF movie. It was really good. I really did enjoy it. Sorry this review is all over the place. I'm not really good at them. I was trying to say all the pieces and details I think that really did matter. But yeah, that was it. That was basically how it all went down. I really did enjoy it. Like I said that again. But I'm excited for Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And if they're mixing Pizza Sim together, that would be amazing. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. It's pretty long. I kept messing up a little bit. I had to go back and think what I wanted to say. Don't hurt me too bad in the comments, because I know I didn't. I messed up a lot, probably. But I think I got mostly all the main key parts out there that I wanted to. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. And I think that's going to be it for this review. Let me know what you guys think what's going to be FNAF 3. How do you think it's all going to go down? Answers, tell me some lore in the comments. I will read a whole paragraph of it. I'm trying to learn more FNAF lore as we go. I did play a lot of the games, but this movie was more for the fans. So the critic reviews were 12% is insane. But it doesn't even matter. It was for the fans, and it's going to stay for the fans. Who cares about the critics? They probably did. Yeah, I don't care about them. I just want to say that. But anyways, this is it for the FNAF review movie of me reviewing it. I hope it was good, decent at least, at the most. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what you think of it, and I think that's it for me.